In this video, you're going to see the 6 most powerful rifles that shaped the outcome of World War II. To make this ranking fair and revealing, each rifle will be judged on 3 variables that matter in combat: firepower, reliability, and war impact. Each variable is scored from 1 to 3 stars. This system gives a clear comparison between weapons that reshaped battlefields, squads, and entire campaigns. Stay with me, because number 1 momentarily changed infantry tactics forever. Coming in at number 6, the M1 Carbine from the United States. Designed to fill a gap between pistol and service rifle, the M1 Carbine was adopted in 1941 as a lightweight, semi-automatic weapon for officers, paratroopers, and support troops. Chambered in .30 carbine, it weighed around 2.4 kilograms unloaded and commonly used 15 or 30 round magazines. Its ergonomic handling and low weight made it a favored sidearm for troops who needed mobility rather than long-range power. Many soldiers praised it for being easy to carry through dense terrain, from the jungles of the Pacific to the urban streets of Europe. Though it lacked the stopping power of full-size rifles, the M1 Carbine allowed troops to maintain accuracy while moving and made rapid follow-up shots possible without exhausting the shooter. Over 6 million were produced, highlighting its importance as a supplemental infantry weapon. For firepower, it receives 1 star because the .30 carbine round simply does not match the energy or penetration of full-power rifle cartridges. For reliability, it receives 2 stars, since many units proved dependable in the field, though some experienced stoppages in extreme environments. For war impact, it receives 1 star because while millions were produced and it saw service across theaters, it served a support role rather than shifting major tactical doctrines. The M1 Carbine totals 4 stars, a practical and important tool, but not a decisive battlefield engine. At number 5, the Karabiner 98K from Germany. The Kar 98K was the standard German infantry rifle, a bolt-action design derived from the Mauser tradition, and chambered in 7.92mm Mauser. It was robust, accurate out to long ranges, and widely produced. It was the backbone of Wehrmacht riflemen throughout the war. Soldiers appreciated its smooth, reliable bolt, and its sights allowed precise targeting beyond the reach of most Allied bolt-action rifles. The rifle's design emphasized durability, and many units remained operational even after decades in service. The Kar 98K was also employed in sniper configurations with telescopic sights, giving the Germans' elite marksmen a significant advantage. It saw action in virtually every major campaign, from the frozen steppes of Russia to the deserts of North Africa. For firepower, it receives 2 stars because the full-power 7.92 cartridge delivered significant terminal performance, even though a bolt action cannot match automatic fire rates. For reliability, it receives 2 stars because the Kar 98K was mechanically simple and durable, but could be more exposed to fouling in some battlefield conditions compared with some Allied rifles. For war impact, it receives 1 star since the weapon was ubiquitous and effective, but it did not by itself produce revolutionary changes in infantry tactics. The Kar 98K totals 5 stars, a solid representation of entrenched bolt-action doctrine that persisted into mid-war. Coming in at number 4, the Mosin Nagant M1891-30 from the Soviet Union. This long-serving bolt-action rifle chambered in 7.66 54R was famous for its ruggedness and reach. It served millions of soldiers on the Eastern Front and performed effectively in extreme climates, from sub-zero winters to dusty plains. Soviet conscripts often received minimal training, yet the Mosin Nagant's simplicity allowed even new recruits to operate it effectively. Snipers, like Vasily Zaitsev, used custom Mosin Nagant rifles to achieve long-range kills, demonstrating the weapon's versatility. The rifle's massive production, simplicity, and powerful cartridge meant that Soviet forces could maintain numerical superiority on the battlefield, overwhelming German troops in critical engagements such as the Battle of Stalingrad. For firepower, it earns 2 stars, because the 7.62 X54R is a potent cartridge offering long range and penetration, though the bolt action limits sustained rate of fire. For reliability, it earns 2 stars, thanks to the design's tolerance for poor maintenance and harsh weather. For war impact, it scores 2 stars because sheer numbers, rugged distribution, and ubiquitous presence on the Eastern Front made it a decisive tool in millions of infantry engagements. The Mosin Nagant totals 6 stars, a weapon defined by endurance and reach. Coming in at number 3, the Lee-Enfield No. 4 MKY from the United Kingdom. Few rifles matched the combination of precision, speed, and durability of the Lee-Enfield. It was a refined bolt-action rifle with an unusually smooth and fast cycling mechanism and a 10-round magazine that allowed trained troops to deliver remarkably high rates of aimed fire for a manual rifle. Chambered in .303, British, it proved reliable in deserts, jungles, and European mud. Commonwealth troops trusted it for both accuracy and longevity. Its ability to maintain effective fire even after thousands of rounds, coupled with the high training standards of British and Commonwealth soldiers, made it a formidable weapon. During campaigns like the North African Desert War, Lee-Enfields allowed marksmen to pick off targets at distances that outclassed many of the opposing rifles. For firepower, it scores 2 stars, because the .303 hit hard, but the manual action limited rapid sustained fire. For reliability, it receives 3 stars, since the Lee-Enfield had one of the highest reputations for functioning under the worst conditions. For war impact, it receives 2 stars as a stalwart that kept many units effective and allowed smaller squads to punch above their weight. The Lee-Enfield totals 7 stars and stands out for its combination of precision, rate of fire, and toughness. Coming in at number 2, the Sturmgewehr 44, the German STG 44. Credited as the first mass-produced assault rifle, the STG 44 was introduced in 1943 and fired an intermediate cartridge that balanced controllability and terminal effect. Unlike traditional bolt-action rifles, it could operate in semi-automatic or fully automatic mode, allowing German squads to suppress enemies and engage at close to medium ranges with unprecedented efficiency. It influenced tactics immediately, with German infantry being able to concentrate more firepower in squad-level engagements and engage multiple targets without reloading constantly. Its design directly inspired post-war weapons, such as the AK-47. Though relatively few were produced compared with other weapons, the STG-44 demonstrated the future of infantry combat. For firepower, it earns 3 stars because the intermediate round and select fire capability gave it a lethal edge over traditional bolt rifles in many combat scenarios. For reliability, it receives 2 stars because early production units sometimes had mechanical issues, but battlefield performance was generally solid. For war impact, it scores 3 stars because even with limited production, it influenced post-war infantry design and changed German squad tactics. The STG-44 totals 8 stars, bridging the gap between old bolt-action rifles and modern assault rifles. Before we reveal the top rifle, do me a quick favor and hit the like button if you are enjoying this breakdown. Subscribe to the channel for more rankings like this. And leave a comment telling us whether you agree with our 3-variable evaluation or would change the weight of any category. Your support helps us make better videos, and your feedback might even change next week's list. Now, taking the top spot and number 1, the M1 Garand from the United States. Adopted in 1936 and widely issued through the war, the Garand was the first standard-issue semi-automatic rifle fielded by a major power, chambered for the powerful .30-06 Springfield cartridge and using an 8-round on-block clip. The M1 combined reach, stopping power, and a practical rate of aimed semi-automatic fire that outmatched most bolt-action opponents. Its gas-operated mechanism allowed for faster follow-up shots than the enemy rifles of the era, giving U.S. infantry a significant advantage. Soldiers often credited the Garand with increasing their survivability and effectiveness in combat, from the hedgerows of Normandy to the islands of the Pacific. Its mass production ensured that most frontline soldiers had access to it, and it became emblematic of American industrial capability and tactical doctrine. For firepower, it receives 3 stars because it delivered significant kinetic energy and rapid semi-automatic delivery. For reliability, it receives 3 stars because its gas-operated system proved robust across climates and large numbers of rounds, earning widespread soldier trust. For war impact, it receives 3 stars because its adoption and mass issue fundamentally altered infantry tactics, increasing the lethality and tempo of Allied small units. The M1 Garand totals 9 stars and earns the crown as the most powerful rifle of World War II for its combination of raw power, dependability, and transformative battlefield effect. So there you have it, 6 rifles that defined infantry combat in World War II, each rated by firepower, reliability, and war impact. We deliberately focused only on rifles actually fielded during the conflict, and made sure each score matches technical reality. This list demonstrates how weapons design, production, and tactical deployment all combine to shape the outcome of history. Before we close, tell us in the comments which rifle you would have taken onto the front, and whether you agree with the variables we use to rank them. Like and subscribe for more deep dives into weapons history and documentary-style breakdowns.